many, many happy years to come. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor. Suggest the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Coppell.
Mr. President.
Senator from West Virginia.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent to set aside the pending amendments so that I may call my...
We're in a quorum call.
Suspend with the quorum call. I send consent.
Without objection.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent to set aside the pending amendments so that I may call up my Amendment 2151 as modified with the changes at the desk.
Without objection, the clerk will report.
The Senator from West Virginia, Mr. Manchin, proposes Amendment number 2151 as modified.
Mr. President.
Senator from West Virginia.
As for a brief explanation on the amendment and hopefully it will be accepted. Basically what we're doing is we're changing the hydrocodone combination drugs to a Schedule 2 from a Schedule 3. That makes it much harder for people to have this access to this drug that's been wreaking havoc throughout the country and throughout our states. And I would appreciate the adoption of the amendment. That's it.
Senator from Iowa.
Mr. President, as the Senator said, his amendment would amend the Controlled Substances Act to make any substance containing hydrocodone, Vicodin, a Schedule 2 drug. As he said, it's presently a Schedule 3 drug. The most significant difference is that for patients, Schedule 2 drugs are not allowed to be refilled. And that's the key to the amendment. I applaud the Senator. I have great concerns regarding the increased abuse of prescription drugs. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, quote, overdoses involving prescription painkillers are at epidemic levels, and now kill more Americans than heroin and cocaine combined. That's a quote from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. According to CDC, more than 40 people die in America every day from overdoses involving narcotic pain relievers such as hydrocodone. For this reason, I applaud Senator Manchin's amendment and the efforts he's undertaken to reschedule this drug. It's the most frequently abused narcotic, and a strong reason to reschedule it into Section 2. And again, I thank him for this amendment, and at the appropriate time, I will ask for its adoption. With that, Mr. President, right now, I will suggest the... Do I have any more, do you? Again, I want to thank the senator from West Virginia. This is a great amendment. It improves the bill. It's widely accepted, and the senator's been on the right track on this for a long time. I applaud him for doing this, and believe me, a lot of people in America are going to thank the senator for getting this drug rescheduled and to cut down on this terrible overuse of this drug in America. I just thank the senator very much.
Mr. President.
Senator from West Virginia.
If I may say this, on behalf of Senator Kirk, who, as you know, has worked very close with me on this matter, and we have many other senators, Gillibrand, Schumer, Rockefeller, so many people who are having this problem in their state. This is one way for us to fight this abuse that goes on. And I have said this, if you do nothing else, if you go to some of these communities that have been ravaged, and you speak to these young children that come up to you and say, please help me to help my daddy or my mommy get off of this addiction, it'll tear your heart out. And this gives us a chance, one more tool that we can fight the drug abuse that's going on with prescription drugs. I appreciate it and would ask unanimous consent that it would be adopted if we can. Thank you, sir.
Hold the unanimous consent request. We have a number of ones that we're putting together, and at the appropriate time I will make sure that that happens.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you. I withdraw that.
Yeah. Mr. President, I suggest the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Akaka.
Senator from Iowa.
Mr. President, I ask that further proceedings on the quorum call be dispensed with.
Without objection.
And Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent to set aside all pending amendments in order to call up Reid Amendment Number 2126. I ask that the clerk report the amendment by number.
The clerk will report.
Senator from Iowa, Mr. Harkin, for Mr. Reid of Rhode Island, proposes amendment number 2126.
Mr. President, I further ask that the following amendments be agreed to in block. Cardin number 2125, Cardin number 2141, Grassley number 2121, Grassley number 2129, Manchin number 2151 as modified, and Reid number 2126.
Is there objection? Without objection.
So, Mr. President, so we're sort of finished with business for today. We do have some more amendments to be called up and voted on tomorrow. I understand we're coming in. I don't know exactly what time has been set for the morning, but after the leader's time has been used, we'll be back on this bill. Again, I remind senators and their staffs that we have until 2 p.m. for their amendments to be brought up and to be debated. The sooner we get to those in the morning, the better off we'll be. So as soon as the leader time is exhausted and used up tomorrow morning, we'll be back on our bill tomorrow morning. So, Mr. President, I note the absence of quorum, and I ask that the time on the quorum not be taken off our bill.
Without objection. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Akaka.
We are.
I would ask unanimous consent that the clerk discontinue calling the quorum.
Without objection.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that we now proceed to period of morning business. Senators allowed to speak for up to 10 minutes each.
Without objection.
I now ask consent the Banking Committee be discharged from further consideration of S. 2367.
The clerk will report.
S. 2367, a bill to strike the word lunatic from federal law and for other purposes.
Is there objection to proceeding to the measure? Without objection.
I ask unanimous
The
consent.
committee is discharged,
I'm sorry.
and the Senate will proceed to the measure.
I ask unanimous consent that the bill be read a third time passed and motion reconsider be laid on the table. There be no intervening action or debate. Any statements relating to this matter be placed in the record at the appropriate place as it read.
Without objection.
I now ask unanimous consent the Senate move to H.R. 4097.
The clerk will report.
H.R. 4097, an act to amend the John F. Kennedy Center Act to authorize appropriations for the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts and for other purposes.
Is there objection to proceeding to the measure? Without objection.
I ask further, Mr. President, that the bill be read three times passed and motion reconsider be laid on the table with no intervening action or debate. Any statements related to this matter appear in the record at the appropriate place.
Without objection.
I now ask unanimous consent the appointment at the desk be made and appear separately in the record.
Without objection.
That thing's not in here. Mr. President,
Majority Leader.
I now ask unanimous consent that when the Senate completes the business day, the Senate adjourn until 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, following the prayer and the pledge. The journal proceedings be approved to date, the morning hour to be deemed expired, and the time for the two leaders be reserved for use later in the day, and that the Senate resume consideration of S. 3187, the FDA User Fees legislation under the previous order. Mr. President, before you rule on this, we're going to have up to 13 roll call votes tomorrow. There's, under the order that's entered, they start at 2 p.m. There's no reason we couldn't start these votes earlier. We come in at 9:30, we could start them early. As soon as debate stops, we could start calling up these votes. We can't have any votes during there are a couple of meetings going on where senators have to be there. So from 1 to 2 o'clock, we can't have votes. But anytime during that time, we should, and dispose of some of these amendments. 13 amendments are going to take a long time tomorrow. So I hope everybody would try to move this up and get these done more quickly. So, Mr. President, would you rule on my request?
Without objection.
So, again, repeating, there will be up to 13 roll call votes tomorrow, starting at 2. The purpose of that is to complete action on the FDA User Fees bill and to consider the student loan interest rate hike legislation. If there's no further business come before the Senate, Mr. President, I ask that we adjourn under the previous order.
The Senate stands adjourned until 9:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Senators have been working on a bill extending a Food and Drug Administration user fee that funds FDA review of prescription drugs and medical devices. It also creates a user